Welcome to another Skellige deck guide. I've been playing around with Skellige a bit more, sort of going through a theme now of playing Skellige decks and making videos on them. This time I figured I might as well do the whole circle and go through all the leaders, so I've done Krakon Crate, I've done King Bran. Now I'm doing Harald for who knows why, because Harald never sees any play. But the idea of this deck is everything in this deck is working around making Harald get decent value, which I feel like he does in this deck. So, starting with bronzes, Clan Brock for hunters and light longships. Pretty self-explanatory. These cards together, put one on the left, put one on the right, and put a Raging Berserker in the middle. You get pretty good value out of it, especially if you're going quite long into rounds, which usually you want to do. You want to go pretty long into round 1 with this deck. Also, these hit for free, so that's good to know. So yeah, that's sort of the reason why I have 3 Raging Berserkers, because a lot of the cards in this deck are reactive to what the opponent plays and also require cards to be already on the board for them to actually take proper effect. That's why I've got 3 Raging Berserkers, so I can always put them down as usually my first. If I go first on round 1, it's usually my first card I play is the Raging Berserker. And then if he takes one out, I might have another one in my hand since I've put 3 in the deck. So usually that would be my start. It would be Raging Berserker, see what they play, and then start seeing if I can build up my light longship combo with the hunters, and then maybe start getting the Shield Maidens out. So Shield Maidens, I figured I need some sort of filling with this deck, and I hate the options for Skellige when it comes to filling. And obviously they help pinging stuff by 2 as well. So a lot of the stuff you got a ping for 3, you got a ping for 2s here. We'll get to the silvers in a minute, but yeah. So Shield Maidens are really good for that. They can also help with taking out Hjalmar, but I'll get to him as well. Clan Brock for archers are amazing. These cards are veteran, which is awesome, and yeah, they ping 3 units by 1. So this is really useful for taking out things like eggs with the Monster Dagon deck and Consume deck, and also taking out Rot Tossers and Trappers from Squiretel. Also just generally good if you can't get a light longship down, or if they keep trying to control a light longship, you can just ping Raging Berserker with one of these. So that's really good. I've also put 3 of these in here because I feel like a lot of people are playing them like Rot Tossers and stuff, so a lot of this can be changed though, but the basic idea is to have all these sort of ping damage dealing cards that you can use to sort of line up Harald getting all the value he needs, and also maybe even lining up Gignies, because you've got 1s here, you've got 2s, you've got 3s here. You can start lining up nice Gignies if you need to. So 2 priestesses. I'm still not sure if I want priestesses, to be honest, but I just don't really know what else to have. Obviously they're really good for getting the transformed Raging Bears on later rounds, which is nice, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Sigdrifer and 2 medics isn't really needed. I feel like maybe I could put something else in, like, I don't know, maybe Lacerate or Shrooms. But anyway, I'll update this deck in the description if I come to that conclusion, but I've still been sort of testing it around. I just wanted to make a video about it now. So they're the bronzes, I think. Yeah, so Merktebraka is also really good for lining up Harald and also just dealing good control. Also, a lot of these cards are really good for taking out Hjalmar's Lord of Unvik as well, which is nice. Donna, I'm still not too sure on. He's in the deck at the minute because you sometimes do need a pretty good lock card. Gramis is also, I'm not sure about, but he's in the deck as well, because usually using Blood Curdling Roar on priestesses, and he's our only clear, so if you desperately need a clear, you can use him. And maybe that's part of the reason Sig's in the deck as well, so that you can get to another clear on the second round if you need to. Holger's pretty important. He's obviously another thing that can take out Unvik, which is always great. And he will usually buff up one of the Raging Bears to get him to 14, which is nice. Alderic is just needed. Spies are always needed, I think, nowadays. Golds, you've got Gigny, of course. You've got Coral, which is really good for lining up stuff as well. Madman Lugos, if you need a slightly bigger target, you're usually only going to get a 6 out of him, but in later rounds you can get these 7 for him to grab, which is nice. Also, he can be used to take out Invik, which is also great. I feel like Hjalmar is usually what you want to use in the 3rd round, and then whatever option you have, you should usually have something that can take out Hjalmar. But yeah, so main idea behind this deck is sort of getting settled with Raging Berserkers, and also obviously these are really good for countering certain weather and other types of things. But getting the Raging Berserkers down, then Longship, then Hunters, and then just sort of reacting to what your opponent does while trying to line up a good Harald. Because also Hjalmar creates the 5 for Harald as well, which is really nice. I honestly feel like Harald, I've been playing this deck and I've been consistently been getting 15 or more with Harald, which is really good. And obviously, I'm pretty sure if there isn't enough targets, you have to hit your own, so you have to be careful with that. But I mean, if it's his last one, you could probably hit a Raging Berserker, but that's besides the point. But yeah, so changes I'm not too sure on really. I feel like I tried Blue Boy Lugos for a little bit. No idea why. I recently had a game with him where he was just hopping on 2 empty. His whale was hopping on 2 empty rows, and while the opponent was stacking the row, the whale wasn't going on. So RNG whale, thanks for that. You're out of the deck now. Cyprian might be decent. I feel like if any silvers were to be changed, it would be Donar and Gremist. Maybe Cyprian might be good because you could have removal with him and also line up Harald. Yeah, Ocvis might be good, but he's always going to get removed, isn't he? I feel like Ocvis is barely, it puts pressure on the opponent, but it never really goes off, does it? Yeah, maybe. So there's a couple silvers that might be a bit, but you kind of, I feel like Giramis is maybe more needed than Donar because of clears and stuff. Priestesses, I feel like maybe you could do 1 priestess and put a spell in or something. I did, in a previous version of this deck, I did run only 2 Raging Berserkers and 2 Hunters, and then I put a Lacerate and a Thunder in, or a Lacerate and a Shrooms. But then the problem is sometimes you'll end up having first rounds where you have to react to something, or you have to have a card that you need to use these on, but it's not there since you've gone first. So that's kind of why you need 3 Berserkers, so you've always got a card to place on the first. Shield Maidens, I feel like they are needed because they ping and they line up Harald, which is nice. Axeman, I was playing around with Axeman, but honestly I just don't like these cards because most of these cards, I mean you could control the Raging Berserkers, but most of these cards you can't really control. I mean Longships and Raging Berserkers you can sort of deal with, but I feel like Axemen are just clear targets for any removal the enemy has. Golds I think are pretty set in stone. I couldn't really, I mean you could put Syrian, maybe Madman Lugos isn't needed, you could put Syrian instead if you need to. Wild Boar, he gets countered by everything honestly. Avalak maybe, I don't know. Yeah, also if you really don't want to play Harald you can switch Harald out if you want to, but I think that's the idea of this deck, is to try and make Harald worth it again. But yeah, that's it for now. I think I will play 1 casual match just to sort of give an example of playing the deck. And then as usual I'll put the Gwent DB listing in the description. And if I update the deck, it'll usually be updated in the Gwent DB listing. And also, anything I miss in this video, I will write up in the guide, the written guide for the Gwent DB. Okay. I haven't played Squire in a while. As always, I don't really care about losing or winning here. I just want to show how the deck is played. Okay. Got Raging Berserkers, I've got Hunters and Longships. Perfect. You can see where the 3 Raging Berserkers come into effect here. You're more likely to get multiple in opening hand, so if they do control it, you've got options. I think I want to deal with that pretty quickly. I can get ahead and bin one of the Raging Berserkers. I feel like Madman obviously doesn't have very high base strength targets in the deck, but I feel like that's not usually what you need. You just need a good 6 or 5 for certain cards. Okay. Okay, this is where the Cyprian replacement would have been good. Like if I replaced Donna with Cyprian, this would have been really good. We'll definitely play a Raging Berserker into that, whatever that is. Okay, I think we'll start trying to get this longship thing down, while also trying to get rid of that dwarf. Okay. How do I react to that? I could use Hjalmar now, but I don't know if I want to yet. If he only buffs... Maybe I should. Maybe this is the... Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna hit... So we've got 5, then 4, then 3, and then we'll hit the Yarpen. So that was decent. Hjalmar? I keep messing Hjalmar and Harald up. Okay. Maybe we get the longship train going. I feel like I want him to play another dwarf so that I can just hit that Sheldon. Yarpen, damn it. Okay, there you go. That's exactly what I wanted. So... Damn, I wish I had Lacerate in this deck now. Okay. I'm not entirely sure if that's worth a Gigny. What sort of decks he ran in? Maybe it is my only shot for a Gigny. Them 2 9s aren't looking too good. I have to just deal with that as it comes there. I'm not too bothered about that. I'll take that Gigny. No. Okay, I'm quite a bit ahead here. I think this is a perfect time to pass. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I honestly don't know why Harald's not getting that much play. Obviously, people can play around him. They can see that you're playing as a leader, and then they can just... Every card they play, they can sort of think about not making you line up for Harald. But I feel like the constant damage dealing cards in this deck just put so much pressure on them to actually try and avoid it. Usually I'd fight to win the first round a little bit more, but I feel like this card advantage is good enough. Okay, I don't really want Alderic. I don't think. There we go. See, I've got so many targets. Both of these can take out Unvik, which is really nice.
You're dead already.
I don't really want to play a Raging Berserker because it might think we just play Sig here. We need to get ahead in this card.
The goddess protect you from all evil. You're dead already.
Now we'll play the Raging Berserker.
Coming to get ya. They used to tire my tongue about that.
Okay. He can't Gigny, so I'll just put that down. Well, he can Gigny, but he can't get 2 11s. Because the longship goes after he plays a card. Yeah, I'm not sure if this will be my last Skellige deck. Suppose that's more value in it, so we'll just play him. Yeah, usually ideal round 3 is to keep Hjalmar, I think. If you can get him. If not, maybe try and get a bear down. Or try and get a 14 bear with Holger. Okay, Priestess is great. Happy with that. Yeah, this is pretty simple, isn't it? So just...
Modern Freyr is patient, but she brooks no insult.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if this will be my last Skellige deck guide or not. I'm still toying around with Warcry, a Warcry deck. I was thinking that my next video was going to be Warcry, but I'm still trying to fine tune it. It's really hard to make. I think it's really hard to make a decent Warcry deck. I don't know if it's because like everyone's runs Gigny now or what, but like I don't know. And obviously Warcry gets absolutely decimated by monsters when they eat your graveyard. So yeah, that's the deck so far. I'll update it when needed, when updates come out, or maybe if I decide that these priestesses aren't worth it or Donar's not worth it. I still think Cyprian's a very good choice for a lot of decks, and obviously that just gives me more cards that damage stuff or change the numbers so that Harald can line up easier. But this is the... no idea what I'm going to call it either, but I'm sure I'll find a stupid name like my last video. That's it for now. All the stuff will be in the descriptions. Bye bye.